Oprah, I'm Walter Rogers, CNN senior international correspondent in London. In Britain, it is very, very difficult to find anyone other than Prime Minister Tony Blair openly supporting the United States on Iraq. Demonstrations depict the venom directed at Mr. Blair. Some analysts predict if the war goes badly, Blair will be thrown out of office. One newspaper used a huge projector to send Parliament this message. They found 75% of the British public now opposes war.
We don't want to be involved with America's war, because it's more of an American issue. I think we're all concerned it's about oil, and it's not actually about releasing the Iraqi people from the dictator.
On London streets, you can find as many reasons for avoiding war as people you ask.
Saudi Arabia has actually got more connections with Al-Qaeda than Iraq. And if that's the case, you can't say there's rules for some and not rules for others.
Much opposition, however, simply comes down to a singular dislike of George W. Bush.
His father failed to finish the job, and I think there's a Bush inheritance that he's picked up on. I think we don't trust him. We want to make the decision ourselves, not be pushed into it.
I can't believe that there aren't millions of people in America that would do that job a heck of a lot better than he could, with better education and better understanding.
Fear haunts Londoners that if war begins, terror attacks on the tube, the underground, may occur. Millions ride it daily.
If we go to war, the place they're going to hit is London, because they've already hit New York.
Well, thank you, Walter Rogers from CNN. CNN wanted to mention that most of the people they interviewed around the world oppose a war against Iraq, at least as long as there is not UN backing. As we just saw, some people made insulting comments about President Bush. Some Americans may wonder if anyone in these countries respects President Bush or supports going to war against Iraq. The answer is, some do, yes. But when CNN reporters walked the streets of the world's capitals during this past week, it was tough, they say, for them to find anyone who supported the U.S. position. So, as the U.S. continues to prepare for war with Iraq, supporters and critics are speaking out. Now I want you to meet Derek, who in a period of about a week went from ordinary dad to running what he calls a pro-peace campaign out of his house.
My life is very comfortable right now. I love playing with my kids. Both my children love my life. I'm not a politician. I didn't want to get involved, but I was first opposed to going to war with Iraq about a year ago. I started to really question what our leadership was doing in regards to Iraq and the motives behind it. I was angry when I heard either you're with us or against us. It's not a black and white situation. I don't want to teach my kids that the first reaction to aggression is to just, take the hammer and slam it down. I feel strongly enough about this and about the future for Brian and Natalie, and I really do. 2 weeks ago, I saw an ad put out by the Peace and Justice Center saying that they had a bus going the next day to Washington, D.C. for the rally. And I looked at that, and it kind of hit me, and I said, that's something I could do. What I saw was the largest crowd that I've ever seen in my life. It's estimated there were between 250 to 500,000 people there. I saw a sign that said, Patriot for Peace. I looked at that sign. That's it. That's me. I'm a patriot. My patriotism is defined by our government. It sort of galvanized for me, I think, during that rally. Coming home, I vowed to do something. So I put this concept together called patriotforpeace.org, which asks people to put up a sign. And I designed a sign that people can download from the website and then display somewhere. Anywhere where it's visible, and then pass it on. So how'd you make it out last night? How'd you do? It's a grassroots thing. It's only been a week. The website has been up. And we had 3,000 visitors yesterday. The people are speaking their minds. A larger percentage of this country right now doesn't want us to go to war. That needs to be heard. This is an opportunity for all of us to really do something. This is not about being anti-war. It's about Republicans, Democrats, independents, everybody being able to say something that wasn't said before. It's breaking the silence that was there.
I think it's good to break the silence. That's why we're doing this show today and tomorrow, so that people can start to form their opinions and speak up. Derek, under what circumstances would you support a war?
I would want to see a real threat to us. I would want to see something palatable, something that got us into the Second World War. I want to see visible proof. I want to see a smoking gun before we get into a horror show that is going to be completely intractable for us.
What about Mr. Powell's speech yesterday?
I thought there were some very good points, but I think bottom line to this, there is no room for a war of this size, of this magnitude, with the amount of people in the world that are against us. And I think I need to speak a little bit. You know, lately I've just gotten into looking at the international press.
What Kathy was saying earlier?
Yes, because I've lived overseas, and the statistics aren't 50% or 60%. The world is totally against this. It's 80%, 90% of the people who are speaking and saying in every single country, including our own up to this week. I think the percentages changed slightly yesterday, who don't want unilateral war. And we need to hear that. I think we need to speak to that. And the people who have been so afraid, I think, to speak, they need to find a voice. The people. I'm not talking about what you see on the press, but the people need to say something.
You people, you're speaking right now.